Place in an Oklahoma courtroom, and a train slices through a semi-trailer in Jasper County. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, the latest court ruling concerning tribal jurisdiction in Oklahoma. Plus a dramatic moment caught on video as a train carves through a semi-truck trailer in Jasper County. And more than 1,900 students turn out to watch the Lady Gorillas hit the hardwood.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An Oklahoma appeals court ruling sparks outrage from some Native American tribes. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The ruling states the city of Tulsa has criminal jurisdiction over non-member indigenous defendants for offenses committed within eastern Oklahoma in Indian Territory. KOAM's Melissa Alexis spoke to members from the Quapaw Nation about the decision's implications on tribal sovereignty.
Not another county, not another state. Our jurisdiction is protected through tribal sovereignty. That's what's so offensive.
Offensive. That's how Weena Supernaw, the Quapaw Nation's Business Committee Chair, describes the recent decision by the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals. A decision, Supernaw says, infringes on tribal sovereignty.
When tribal sovereignty is infringed upon, it's not in a single sledgehammer. It's death by 100 cuts. And when you allow one of those cuts to take place, eventually, if there are enough of those, you bleed.
The court decided the city of Tulsa has criminal jurisdiction over an Osage citizen who committed a crime in 2021 on the Muskogee Nation's reservation.
So there was a difference of view in terms of should that be within the jurisdiction of the Muskogee Creek law enforcement and their courts, or should it be city of Tulsa?
Quapaw says the ruling underscores tensions between federal, state, and tribal authorities regarding jurisdiction in Indian country.
It's confusing, and the state is causing the confusion in the city of Tulsa. This particular case took place in the Muskogee Creek Reservation. But if it took place in the Quapaw Reservation, that court is basically saying that our court and our marshals do not have jurisdiction over non-Quapaw citizens, that our laws only apply to Quapaw citizens. And no, that is not the case.
One of the concerns is that the ruling is a demonstration in how tribal jurisdiction can be superseded by state jurisdiction. Supernaw highlights that tribal nations should be able to carry out necessary processes as a self-governed body.
We have the ability to perform these really critical services and activities. We have the muscle memory to do that. We just want everybody to respect that sovereignty.
Reporting in Quapaw, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Supernaw hopes the decision will be reconsidered. Now take a look at this video from this afternoon. Boom, a camera captures the moment when a train slices through a tractor-trailer truck. This was on Enterprise Road near the Joplin-Webb City line around 1:45 p.m. Fire departments from both jurisdictions responded. Remarkably, the truck driver is apparently unhurt. The train engineer has what appears to be a minor shoulder injury. Look for more information on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. It's cold out there. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at the weather.
It is cold outside. High temp, 43 degrees for us today. We started at 28 during the morning hours. Average high is 49. Record high is 75 degrees, but we are dropping back into the upper 20s right now. Joplin 28, Pittsburgh is sitting at 30 degrees, and you can see most of us upper 20s to near 30 degrees. I think most of us will drop back 25, 26 degrees for overnight low, so it is going to be kind of cold. We have a westerly wind 5 to 10, so this is going to make our wind chill value by morning drop into the upper teens, so make sure you bundle up heading out the door tomorrow morning, school or work, but the wind chill gets better throughout the day. Pretty much clear skies, not a whole bunch going on. We do have some clouds to our north, and a few little snow showers or snow flurries could rotate through tonight. Not a big deal. We are going to start to warm back up too. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
Catch you soon in Joplin. Each day before the Salvation Army bell ringers go out, the captains gather and do a morning devotional with prayer and readings. Take this time this day to go over locations, tips, and say a prayer to get the spirits bright. Organizers emphasize the importance of the holiday spirit, not just for giving back during the season, but for addressing struggles that continue throughout the year.
Back into the spirit of what the season is for. When they're out there at the kettles, devotions, being able to be at the kettle and knowing they're helping raise funds to help those that are most vulnerable, that are in need throughout the season. All year long, food insecurity, rental assistance, there's a huge struggle all year long, and that struggle is going to be is growing year after year. Salvation
Army also is one of our Toy Box campaign partners. Today, KOAM and our partners teamed up again to raise money for our annual Toy Box Toy Drive. So much effort goes into getting toys to the families who need them. We simply can't do it all by ourselves. Every year, we lean on the support of our community partners like these students and staff at Soaring Heights School in Joplin to shop for the toys. It'll go to children all across the area eventually, and these young shoppers certainly welcome the effort.
So I really like to give instead of receive. So I usually make stuff for my family, and so this is one thing why I wanted to be on student council, because I love to give, and I feel bad for kids who don't get to have stuff. So that's what it meant to me.
Another Toy Box partner this year is Abernathy Roofing and Construction in Joplin. The construction company also went on a shopping spree for this year's toy drive. The goal for Abernathy wasn't just to grab toys, but to shop with a specific list of items for area families.
This year we had specifics. We had a list of what these children wanted and needed for this holiday season. So we were all over the store this year, going from section to section to find those correct items that they.
If you'd like more information on our Toy Box Toy Drive, such as how to donate, where to donate, just go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. The holiday season can be an especially difficult time for area families who are struggling. Often parents might be forced to make the difficult decision between buying gifts or paying bills and putting food on the table. Programs like Toy Box help alleviate some of that holiday stress for families and make Christmas a bit brighter, just like for one particular Webb City family.
I'm truly grateful for it. I mean, and they do help out a lot. And like I mentioned before, we've used it before. I mean, I'm never gonna, just tell them no, we don't need the help.
They say they're grateful for the support programs like Toy Box provide during the holidays. They encourage other families who might need the help to not be ashamed to simply ask for it. Today, the Joplin Regional Community Foundation awarded more than $24,000 in grant money to 16 local agencies. The event took place at the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce. Representatives from each of the recipient organizations had the opportunity to discuss their missions and share their plans for the upcoming year.
To provide blankets and coats, winter coats, to refugees who are new to the United States. A lot of our refugees come from countries where it's not cold and they don't come with appropriate clothing or blankets or anything like that. You're not going to travel with that. So to be able to provide those fundamental needs when they arrive here is huge.
Most recipients at the event support specifically low-income families. Some also said they'd love to see improvements in business affairs and homelessness in the area. General Motors announces it's putting the brakes on its plans for a robo-taxi fleet. That story is coming up, but first.
Thousands of people evacuate after a wildfire erupts in Malibu, California. I'm Danya Backus with the latest on the firefight.
Crews in Southern California are still working to contain a raging wildfire burning 30 miles west of Los Angeles. That fire erupted last night. It's already burned more than 860 acres, maybe well more, and it's nowhere near contained. Danya Backus reports from Malibu.
Within hours, the Franklin fire in Malibu, California exploded, rapidly scorching more than 2,500 acres and damaging homes.
The fire has grown an additional 600 acres this morning and this afternoon. Over 1,500 firefighters are currently assigned to this incident.
Thousands were ordered to evacuate. Kurt Cam stayed behind.
All these things were swirling down, and there's just sparks and embers blowing everywhere, and you think the world's coming to an end.
Students at nearby Pepperdine University captured the flames inching closer as others took cover in the library.
It was really scary, but we got in and we're fine. Yeah. We just had to wait it out.
To get control of this wind-driven fire that's hitting this rugged mountainous terrain, firefighters are attacking from the air.
We're in the middle of December, and yet we're experiencing yet another wildfire in Southern California.
The Santa Ana winds also fueled the deadly mountain fire that erupted in Ventura County last month, torching about 200,000 acres and destroying more than 200 homes.
Over 100 assets were pre-positioned by the state of California, 55 engines specifically, aircraft as well.
Red flag warnings remain in effect for Southern California through Wednesday. Danya Backus, CBS News, Malibu, California.
California's governor also announced the state has secured assistance from FEMA to help bolster its response to that fire. Boeing has laid off hundreds of workers in Washington state and California as part of its stated goal of reducing its workforce by 10%. Comes just over a month after union machinists ended a weeks-long strike. Boeing's CEO says the job cuts are due to overstaffing and not because of that work stoppage. General Motors is scrapping its efforts to develop a fleet of driverless taxis. The car maker will instead focus on driver assistance features that require a driver to be ready to take control of the car. GM says it will no longer fund the billions of dollars needed for development work of the Cruise robo-taxi. The company also notes the increasing competition in the robo-taxi market. That competition includes Google's Waymo unit in partnership with Uber. A little later, holiday decorations are on the move as some people give their vehicles a festive makeover, but there are some rules.
Plus, it's going to be a cold night for us tonight. How long will that last? We're going to look at that coming up.
Call us today at 620-308-0277 to discuss your personalized care plan today.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a cold one for us today. Temperatures only up into lower 40s for afternoon highs. Most of us now have dropped back into the upper 20s. It's going to be cold as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Plus, we have a little bit of a breeze, so of course that makes it feel a little bit worse. Great shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, let's check out the temperatures for us right now. Most of us are sitting upper 20s to lower 30s across the region, and we're going to continue to slide back as we go through the overnight hours. Sitting at 28, southerly winds at about 5 to 10, and the winds are going to stay kind of light as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight, but they'll start to pick up a little bit toward dawn, and when you get into the mid-20s, that makes it feel so much colder than what it actually is. All right, so let's look at our wind gusts. By morning, through the morning, winds are going to be gusting 20 to 25. So that, again, will make it feel kind of chilly. As we work into tomorrow night, they calm down, then they increase again by Thursday. But in return, that's going to help our temperatures really start to warm back up. If we look outside, there's not a whole bunch going on. We have pretty much clear skies, but we do have some pockets of clouds with some flurries that could rotate through a little bit later on tonight. But again, not a huge deal. Big trough right across the Central Plains. This gives us the colder air from Canada. Look at the winds right out of Canada down into the Southern Plains. But this whole trough or storm system is going to pivot its way out of here over the next couple days. It takes the jet stream, retreats it to the north, and allows warmer temperatures to push in as we go through the next several days. Now, there is another wave kind of out across the western third of the country. It's weak, but it's going to push in on Friday, giving us chances for rain. It shifts on by. The jet stream still to the north, meaning we have pretty good temperatures. Another weak wave on Monday. That shifts on by. Then a stronger storm system trying to work out by the middle of next week. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that as it starts to head toward us. All right, let's go through time. For us tonight, we'll slide back upper 20s to near 30 degrees. As we go through the morning, temps upper 30s to near 40. by the time we get into the noon hour, and then by the afternoon, 41, 42 degrees. So a little bit cooler than what we did see today. Tomorrow night, the winds switch out the south. We're still going to drop into the 20s, but look what it does on Thursday. It allows us to go all the way up into the mid-50s during the afternoon. All right, 30 to start, 40 by noon, high temp, 41 as we get into the afternoon hours. Looking at that system on Friday, some showers starting to pop up Friday afternoon. This is all going to be light, but showers sticking around Friday night, showers Saturday morning, and then advancing off toward the east as we get into Saturday afternoon. 41 tomorrow, 55. Thursday and Friday, 56 Saturday, 61 on Sunday. We hold that way all the way through next Wednesday. So besides tomorrow, for the next week, we're in the 50s and 60s, which is not bad for December.
Yeah, and even the overnight low is not
not too bad.
Thanks, Doug. Loneliness and isolation among older Americans have mostly returned to pre-pandemic rates. But more than 1/3 of people aged 50 to 80 still feel lonely some of the time or often in the past year. Researchers at the University of Michigan found that groups of older adults with the highest rates of loneliness and isolation are the ones who say their mental health is fair or poor. E-scooter and e-bike injuries have tripled in the U.S. since 2019. That's according to a nationwide analysis of emergency department visits. The findings published in the journal Injury Prevention showed that men sustained most of these injuries. Another key finding, the odds of alcohol and substance use were much higher among injured 10 to 17-year-olds compared to older riders. Still ahead, Pitt State women's basketball tries to win its 9th game in a row. And an all-state tight end from Carthage commits to the Gorillas. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Pittsburgh State women's basketball lost its first game of the year against Ferris State, but from that point on, Amanda David's team has been unstoppable. The Gorillas are ranked number 8 in the nation after winning 8 games in a row. It's Kids Day at John Lance Arena. Over 1,900 students from around the 4 states packed the stands to see the 8th-ranked Gorillas take on the University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma. PSU already up 3-2, and Grace Pyle left open from beyond the arc. She knocks in a 3-pointer. That's her second of the game already. Less than a minute later, Pyle left open once more, and again, she makes the defense pay. Pyle scores the first 9 points of the game for the Gorillas. Still in the first quarter, Sydney Holmes finds Macy James open on the baseline. She hits the jumper. That extends the lead to double digits. Gorillas trying to put this one out of reach early, and Mays once again finds an open teammate. This time it's Harper Schreiner who drills a 3. That makes it 20-4 Gorillas. Late in the first quarter, Schreiner finds Corinna Gerber, and a beautiful give and go leading to another Pitt State bucket. The Gorillas give the big crowd plenty to cheer about. They beat USAO 98-40 for their 9th consecutive win. Well, the last 24 hours have been pretty nice for Pittsburgh State football. The Gorillas pick up not 1, but 2 verbal commits from the 4 states area, and one of them from Southwest Missouri, the other from Southeast Kansas. We'll start with Luke Harris, the Fort Scott High School senior who was just named to the Class 4A All-State team as an offensive lineman, announces on Twitter he is coming to Pittsburgh State. And Carthage High School senior Carson Murray also commits to the Gorillas. According to his Twitter account, Murray is a 2-time All-COC tight end. As a senior, he was a unanimous selection to the first-team All-COC West. Murray also received third-team All-State honors as a junior. Well, more high school football news. Miami High School senior Chris Kelly has been selected to participate in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas on January 13th. Kelly was named in District 4A3 Inside Linebacker of the Year and was a huge part of leading the War Dogs to their first home playoff game in 24 years. Well, it's been a long offseason for Crowder College softball. The Rough Riders head coach left to take the job at Pittsburgh State. Crowder then announced it had a new head coach before once again opening up the position to more applicants. And now the Rough Riders have their new leader. Nikki Keck is the next head coach of the Rough Rider softball program, according to a release from the Crowder Athletics Department. She was the head coach of Dewey High School softball for 8 seasons. In a press release, Crowder AD Brandy Arthur says Coach Keck's, quote, dedication to the athletes, strong softball IQ, and history of building and maintaining winning traditions align perfectly with our values. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
This holiday season, some area drivers are decking their cars with decorations, but of course safety should always come first on the road. While it's okay to have non-lighted decorations, experts recommend turning off any decorative lights while driving.
It's okay to have decorations. They're not luminous or lighted, at least while you're operating on the highway, but if you're going to be on the road, it's probably better to turn them off. That way you're not distracting other drivers.
Now in Kansas, there are specific guidelines for vehicle lighting. Headlights must be white or amber, side turn signals should be amber, and rear lights can be red, amber, or white. Additionally, when driving, only 4 headlights are allowed, and all decorations must be turned off for safety. Again, it's getting kind of cold out there.
Yeah, we're going to be sitting into the mid-20s for us tonight. 41 tomorrow. It's also going to be windy, so another chilly day. But we bounce into the 50s on Thursday and Friday. We have some rain chances late Friday into early Saturday, late Sunday into Monday. But temperatures overall really looking pretty good.
When you consider the time of year, not too bad. Thanks for joining us. The morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.